version. So having said this, I would want to take you and introduce you to ClearCase 8.0. So the major highlights in the 8.0 release of ClearCase is the ClearTeam Explorer, which is one of the state-of-the-art unified ClearCase client that is available in 8.0. So in this GUI, you can connect to multiple CM servers, and you can at the same time work with ClearCase and ClearQuest, which is coming from different servers. And it is designed in such a way that it is in par, or almost in par with the thick client. It is very light and very easy to be set up to begin with. The next one is the performance improvements that we have been looking at. So when I say performance, the major areas that we have concentrated is in the UCM performance and the WAN-based performance. In UCM, we have been able to get an improvement almost about 1.15 to 1.25 times when compared to the older versions, and in most of the cases it is more than 3 times faster compared to the older version. And coming to the WAN-based access, that is based on CTE and CCRC WAN, it is almost 25% faster compared to the older versions, because we have been introducing the multi-threading concept in ClearCase 8.0. So that is a major contribution which has helped in improvising the performance. We also have super fast evil twin. So we have seen many customers having their own customized triggers that they have written for detecting and preventing the evil twin. So in 8.0, this is a built-in feature for you. And in 8.0, we have the new warp schema and the feature level. The schema version is 80, and the feature levels that are available are 7 and 8. So coming to the next slide. In continuation, we also have something called as synchronous request for Mastership in 8.0. Just to brief about this, in the existing version, whenever you are working on a multi-sited environment, and if you have to check out a file, you would obviously need to have the local Mastership. And when you don't have a Mastership, you would do rec master to get it from the remote site. So until the sync happens and you receive the local Mastership, you are not allowed to go ahead with the checkout. So that is a constraint that we have identified. So that can be overcome by this new feature of synchronous request for Mastership. So here what you do is you will request for Mastership, but immediately you will get an access or permission to go ahead with your checkout. And only once the sync happens and you receive the local Mastership, then you can go ahead with checking in and saving your changes. So there is no need for you to wait until the sync has happened to receive the Mastership. And the other thing is preservation of microsecond timestamp. In 8.0, the timestamp consistency has been improved to microsecond level. So this makes sure that you would be able to track the timestamp up to the microsecond level. So by this, the builds that you run, the audits that you make would be very accurate and very sophisticated, because you are also tracking the decimal part of the timestamp in whatever file changes that you are doing. We also have a seamless integration with most of the JAS-based products. I believe most of you know that JAS is the futuristic tools that are being provided from IBM, like the CLM-based, CDM-based, or the SSE solutions like RTC, RRC, and the RSA tools. So we have a very good integration with all these JAS-based products if you are looking for implementing the project management along with your SCM domain. And as already told, we also have a very good integration which is coming, which is being developed with Cadence, which is a leading tool in the EDA domain, that is electronic design and automation domain. We also have access control list, the new way of implementing it in 8.0. I would be talking more about this in the future slides. And we also have enhanced RClear tool. RClear tool is again the CLI that is available with your CCRC. So we have made a major improvement in the number of commands that are available and the way you run the RClear tool. So having said that, let's get deep into the ClearTeam Explorer. So ClearTeam Explorer is nothing but your CCRC, which was present in 7.1.2, so that has been called as ClearTeam Explorer, majorly because in the present GUI you can connect to both your CM server, that is the CCRC server, and also to your CQ Web in the same GUI. So that acts as the ClearTeam Explorer, and it has very good features like this supports the dynamic view lately, but for using the dynamic view you need to have the MVFS installed. So this is a major advantage because you can use CTE Eclipse-based GUI, a thinner client version on a LAN-based network. And how do you see the GUI going forward? So going forward, you can see many more usability improvements, parity enhancements, and we are looking at replacing the native GUIs over time because the CTE-based access would be more faster as it is a HTTP-based protocol. When we say parity enhancements, we are making sure that each and every options and commands that are available on your native client would also be seen on your CTE. So we are looking at reducing that gap between the CTE and the TIC client. We have added support to many of the latest Eclipse-based platforms into our CTE, and it has excellent integration with third-party tools like Visual Studio.NET, Mylan, and it also has an integration with IBM products like RTC and CQ, which has been existing earlier also. Using CTE, you can also do the ACLs or the ACLs implementation and administrating it. This also has improved or a very good integration with the logical modeling tools like the RSA and RTE. So you can also do an integration with them. We are on slide 11. So here we will, you can see the difference between typical CTE compared to your older 7.1.2 ClearCase and the 8.0 series of ClearCase. This would play a major role in your UCM integrated setup, wherein earlier it was a requirement to install ClearQuest onto your CM server in order to work with a UCM-based setup. But in 8.0, ClearQuest is no longer needed to be installed onto the CCRC WAN server. This can easily use the OSLC-based integration and still work. So to go hand in hand with this, the GUI has also undergone a reconstruction, wherein earlier in 7.1.2 you can see in the first snapshot towards your left, you see that both ClearCase nodes and ClearQuest node both are coming from the same server URL. But towards your right, which is the CTE, ClearTeam Navigator, you will see there are individual or separate nodes for each and every URL that you are willing to access. Maybe it is from the same server also. So having this change, this will also affect your upgrade scenarios because you can individually upgrade your ClearCase server or ClearQuest server based on your requirement and feasibility. Moving to the next slide. Here you can see the difference or the features that was existing in CM server earlier and now. In 7.0, CM server was having both CC-CQ bundled together as a single profile in the CM server, but here we have decoupled it into two different profiles, one separate for CCRC, and you can individually or separately install a different profile for your CQ Web. And we also have a new URL for CCRC, and this has a very linear architecture which has helped in improving the performance of the CCRC WAN server as it is. And you also have a flexibility, like if you're doing a new installation or when you're planning for an upgrade, you also have a option of creating the new profile, or you can also reuse an existing profile. This has majorly this advantage is coming because of decoupling the WAS profile from the installer. Earlier in 7.1, the WAS was getting installed along with the ClearCase product, but now in 8.0 onwards, the WAS installation has to be done separately. So that gives you an advantage of managing your new profiles. Either you can reuse the existing ones or you can create new ones during the installation. So that gives you an ease of implementation in case of an upgrade scenario. To give more information about the performance on WAN server, the major improvement is in the loading and updating of the web views. In older version, the web view load was happening using a serial process, but now we are implementing the parallel process. So when I say serial or parallel, in old style, that is in the 7.1 series, there used to be one network connection for loading your metadata and the file contents, and another connection for committing the changes that you do on your client to the view DB. So there used to be two connections which were happening serially. Whereas in the newer version, that is 8.0, you will have one network connection for metadata and several other connections which will parallelly spawn for loading all your file contents. So due to this, there would be an overlapping of the transfer and the metadata computation, which will reduce the total elapsed time for loading your web view. And there would be one separate connection for committing the records to the DB. So this is a major change which I was talking about, the multi-threading, which has helped in improving the performance of the CCRC WAN server drastically compared to the older version. So we are on slide 14. In this, we discuss about the RClear tool, which is the CLI for your CTE, and the details which I will be mentioning. This is available from FixPack 3 of 8.0. Earlier, while installing CCRC, you had to separately install the CLI binary from the IBM website, but in 8.0.3 onwards, you will get it bundled along with the CTE or the CCRC installations that you do. So there is no separate installation needed. And also you might have observed that earlier you had to pass the username and the password credentials each and every time when you're running the CLI command. So this was an overhead. But in the latest version, you just need to run it one time and you can go on running the commands without passing the credentials as long as the user session is active. So this is a major improvement. And also you get to implement the trigger using the CLI. So trigger support has been added into the CLI options. And your CLI can now work on a security enabled setup like SSL or a proxy enabled setup. And now RClear tool also gives the option of graphical diff and merge options, which was not present in the earlier version. So again, telling these options are available in FixPack 3 of 8.0 onwards. So till now we discussed about CTE, CCRC WAN server, and the CLI. So coming to the core of ClearCase and pertaining to thick client, what are the major changes and improvements? One is definitely about the schema version and the feature level. So in 8.0 we have the schema 80 and the feature levels that are available are 7 and 8. Feature level 8 is available from 8.0.1 onwards. So when there is a feature level change, the features that you can get compared to the older versions or the new features which you can get are one already that I've told, that is the evil twin. So here we have the built-in feature which will act instead of your customizable triggers, which will help in identifying and preventing the evil twins that are created on your WOB. And in 8.0 you have the multiple schema support. So when we say multiple schema, this option would help you when you are doing or executing the upgrade, because when you perform an upgrade, obviously your WOBs would be at a older schema version, that is 54. So as soon as you upgrade, it's not possible for you to reformat your WOB and increase the schema level to 80. So you would need some time. So in 8.0, there is no constraint for you, because the 8.0 would support both the schema 80 and schema 54 WOBs. So once you upgrade, you can take your time, plan your downtime, and then properly you can reformat your WOB and increase the schema level from 54 to 80. And in 8.0 ClearCase, there is also availability of UTF format of element types, which used to be the customized element types in 7.1 series. And there are many other additional integration features that are available with RTC in the latest version. So in this slide, we will talk about the ACLs, that is the access control lists. So ACLs are one of the integral part of ClearCase, I can say, because based on this itself, you would get access to read, write, or modify any of the elements that are present on a WOB. So what were the challenges